Hi guys, and welcome back for another episode of Creativerse. And we are back today. We are doing part 2 of my storage makeover, which is in my original world. And if you haven't seen the first part, I will put a link in the description down below so you can view that if you so desire. But today we are just going to be working on the inside, finishing that up. Right now I am pulling up the non-skid floor and industrial wall and the other wall that I can't think of right now. But anyways, yeah, I'm kind of fixing that and filling that in, making it look nice. And just as FYI, this will be 3 parts total. So this is the second part. The third part will be next week, and it will be of doing the teleporter room and putting in like a sleeping quarters and stuff upstairs. So that will be the third part. I didn't feel like I wanted to squeeze them all in. I felt like that would be too long of a video. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And we also are doing the outside today as well. I do spend quite a bit of doing the outside because the outside looks horrible, guys, horrible. Anyway, so right now, yeah, I'm just putting up that ceiling and making it mesh together. There are still parts after I get done. There are still parts that still need to be fixed, but I have to fix them from the top, kind of, I guess, from the second floor or whatever. I don't do that. I just kind of what I can see here. And so I'm basically putting in the industrial wall instead, because I felt like the industrial wall looked nicer on the edges with the smokestacks, which I'm using as like pipes. And so I thought it looked nicer with that instead of the industrial or the non-skid floor, industrial non-skid floor. God, there's too many names for these things. Anyways, yeah, so that's what I'm just finishing up here. So I basically end up with just having the industrial non-skid floor and the industrial wall as the ceiling instead of having the, what is it, the graded? Oh, it's the, yeah, I don't know the names. I keep getting them all mixed up. The industrial non-skid graded floor. What? Doesn't even make any sense. But anyways, it does get a little bit leggy right here. I apologize for that. And yeah, so now I'm just kind of fixing that. Still working on the pipes and the ceiling. I kind of wanted to have the pipes running throughout, just to kind of make it look more like in an industrial warehouse. I figure there's lots of pipes and stuff everywhere, so I do use a lot of the smokestacks for that, just purely decoration. And then I discover on the ends there, I have no tourmaline glass, which I think I go back and put that in later. I think I don't have any tourmaline at this point, and I'm going back and I'll do it later. Oh, well, now is the time. So yeah, I put in just for some decoration and kind of break up things. I use the green tourmaline and that rose colored one. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, and the yellow glass, stained glass window glass, whatever. Guys, I can't use my words today. I apologize. And then I just put up some fans for kind of a decoration. And then this area was pretty dark, so I had to put up a couple more lights there. It just seems a little bit too dark. I didn't want it too bright. I wanted to keep it kind of dark, but it was a little bit too dark. So I decided to put up the lights here. I do go back and I take these ones down right here that are by the chests here, and I do put up because that was too dark again. So I put up just one instead, and that seems to be right. And if you have noticed, I've been working on these chests, the icons, and I have them all labeled. And for the most part, I have all of the chests done now. I just have like the machines to do and a few other. And then I start putting up lights around the room here, and I do work on the spawner, which I'm very excited. I do figure it out, and so we're going to be doing that here in just a few moments. And then that column, it seemed like it was in the way, so I just took it out, so I didn't have that column of smokestacks. So right here is where I do the spawner. It does get a bit laggy from time to time. I apologize about that. But I knew what I wanted. I wanted to copy what Starscream had done on her storage blueprints. I wanted to do like that because it seemed small and compact, and I liked the way it looked, only I was swapping out the blocks for the industrial wall and stuff. But I knew it needed to be 3x3. I did struggle a little bit with this, guys, because it would work and then it wouldn't work anymore. It was kind of glitchy, but in the end I get it to work. I do end up cutting out a lot of that, guys, but right now it's just a 3x3 area, and so I have it right now 4, so I'm making it 3, and then I go ahead and use some roof pieces here and to make like kind of a slope to help slide the loot bags down after the mob dies. And then I'm realizing maybe this is too shallow, like it needs to be back a little bit more. So I'm trying to figure that out, and I realize that maybe I have it too far down, and so I figure it out and we get it going here. So it turns out it ends up working. I just lift it up 1 block. I had it down too low, I think. Yeah, there is too low into the ground, and it makes it hard for me to get the bags. So I end up pulling up all of that and putting down what is the correct way, I guess. So there you're just seeing me rip that up and putting it down again. I did rip it up a few times, and I did have to go in between my worlds to figure out how she had done it and everything. And then I just put in some storage, the industrial storage chest in there, and I do end up flipping those around. And I decided to use the iron curl wall. I thought that looked nice, kind of a little decorative touch. And then I did try to use the industrial windows as the glass to see through, but I didn't like it, so I ended up just using the same thing she did, which is the reinforced glass, and just kind of turned those around. And then I put in the iron bars. And then I realized that it doesn't look quite the same as hers, so I realize the roof is down too far. I have to pull it up 1 block, and so that's what I'm doing right now. I don't think that it really matters too much how tall it is. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure it worked, so I tried to do exactly what she did. There, I just turn those around because I don't like the fronts of them. And then I put it in yellow light. And then I decided I wanted to continue some pipe, the industrial smokestack around the room, like I have there on the side. So I do go ahead and start putting that in. So then I put in the teleporter, and you're meant to put in a bone and a schnoo. That is, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's what she says to put in, so it makes sense to make it easier to remember. Guys, I still got it messed up. I had some teleporters with the same, like the bone first going to the schnoo, or the schnoo going to the bone. I had it messed up, but I finally figured it out and got it all straightened out. As you can see there, I got a crab, and I didn't put the water in just yet. I wanted to see if it would work even without, and it did. So then I go back and I'm putting in the water now. I'm going to drown the little guy. Poor thing. And just so you know, you don't need to put in this much water over top of the teleporter, I don't think, because I think I end up taking some out later. I don't show it now, but I think I did go back and take some out because it was glitching a little bit or something, and I couldn't, because it would work some of the time and not of the other time, and But anyways, in the long run, I end up getting it to come out, and it's all fine and dandy. So then I just decided to make this level more even and covered over everything. I did end up putting in 2 layers. And as you can see, there was the loot that I just got, that it worked. And now I am pulling up the floor and finishing that all out. And then I just leave that row of grass because I know I'm going to cover over it. First I put down, this is the kitchen area, I should say, going into where the cook stations are and stuff. So this area is going to be where all of, like, you put your recipes and stuff that you find, and it's like a little workstation, I guess. So I decided to put up the couple rows of the industrial storage chest, and then I wanted to use the bookshelves, so I decided to put in the bookshelves up there, and then I used some wood slabs to make like a little desk. I tried to put in a light. I thought it looked ridiculous, so I took it out, but I do put it in like a chair to make a little desk, and then I end up pulling out that window and covering over that. I just realized I wanted to have more storage chests in here, a few more, and then I do put up some of the industrial smokestacks around the room. And there I had stuff in there. So now we're on the outside, and I got this idea to use the I want to keep calling it industrial because it looks just like the industrial stuff. The iron curled wall. I don't use this wall hardly ever, but in this build, I just thought it would look really nice as like a decorative trim along the bottoms. And I do end up putting it like on the top and throughout on the sides. You'll see I do start with putting it on the bottom, and then I take it from there by going up along the side. I put it along the window frames. I put it pretty much everywhere to kind of help break up that, so it doesn't look like one giant block of iron, I guess. I did pull up the roofs. I had some iron roof along the sides to kind of make it not be so blocky. I ended up tearing that out and putting up the iron curl wall. I thought maybe it looked a little ridiculous, so I tried other things like the igneous wall. I tried the dark stucco wall. I tried weather wood wall. I tried a few things, and I don't like it, so I do end up going back to the the iron curl wall. And then I decided to put up some fence along the top to kind of give that a little bit something different, I guess. I don't know half the reason why I do things. I just do it, guys. So here at this point, I thought I was going to be still using that weather wood wall, so I was trying to put it up to kind of give it a little bit of depth and kind of change it a little bit. But yeah, it doesn't work out so much. I do end up taking this out eventually and just using the curl wall, the iron curl wall. So there, I've decided I'm going to rip this out and work on that top portion a little bit. So I just take that stuff, finish taking that out. I take all the slabs. I did put a row of slabs up top. I don't know why I did that, honestly, but I take that out and replace it. And then I'm putting in that decorative, the curl wall, atop of the doorway. And yeah, I actually end up liking how this comes out a lot. And as you can see, I have it on the one side, the curl wall on the one side, not the other, kind of to take a look and see how I like it. And I do end up liking it, so I go ahead and I do start putting that. Those doors, for some reason, were wonky. That's why I took them out and put them back in. So now this is the front bottom part of the entryway, and I was trying to change it up a little bit. I thought, well, is this the front entryway? Yes. I got confused for a second there. So, but I didn't like the floor, so I decided to rotate them and make them like a checkerboard pattern from using that indented, or beveled, whatever you want to call it, square, and to just plain. I'm still not sure if I like it. I might go back and change it. So there, I'm putting up. I was trying to fix the bottom of that top portion. It just seemed like it hung too low, so I do end up putting in iron slabs to kind of give it a little bit of a sculpted look, I guess. I actually end up liking it, and so I keep that. So there, here I'm just putting in along underneath the window to kind of carry it throughout from, because it looked kind of silly. Just having it in the center above the door, I felt like it had to be carried throughout underneath the windows to help break up the second level from the first level. There I'd put up a ladder along the side. I honestly put up that ladder just to get up on the roof easier. I actually like it, and so I ended up keeping it there because you might have ladders going every which way, right? So that's what I ended up doing, and putting up a roof over top of that second floor. And here I'm just fixing this, putting up along the walls. And then as you see on the side, you can see the lockers from where I put in that storage for, I think it's the armory. And so I got a cover over that. So I'm trying to fix that and pulling up grass. And yeah, it was a hot mess. I actually probably used more blocks than I really needed. I probably could have just filled some of this in with grass and instead of the industrial wall, but I used it anyway. So I end up covering over all of those lockers with the industrial wall, and then I do it on both sides because there's like a split. There's the lockers from the where I have the processors and stuff. There's a couple of those rows. Well, I guess there's just one row. And then there is the armory. So I end up doing it separate, but here in a little bit, you're going to see I join them and yeah, change that. So I make it one long like back balcony. We'll take a better look at this too when after the speed build is done at the very end of this video. So then I thought maybe if I put in some of that other floor that looks like cement, I don't know what you want to call it, but I thought maybe that might help break things up. I actually do like it to make it look a little bit better. And there I'm just taking up windows that are, I feel are too wide and make them a little bit more narrow. And yeah, so I end up connecting the bottom one here and then making it even on the other side here. So I kind of combine the two and then, yeah, put up the rest of the industrial wall there. It looks like a smiley face, to be honest. 2 eyes and a mouth, right? No? And there, here I am doing the other side, which is where the processor and the forges are. And I got to cover over those back of the lockers because it obviously looks ridiculous. And so I'm just filling that in with some grass, and then I'm going to put up the rest of the industrial wall to cover over that. And I realized that I should just connect them. And actually when I was doing this, I got some really cool ideas. So in the first video, the first part, I had said I wanted to somehow connect these two buildings. I have like, it's supposed to be the automatic farm blueprint, but it doesn't work. I wanted to somehow connect them, and I didn't know how to do that, and I figured out how I'm gonna do it. So just as a surprise, down the road at some point, I will be doing a video on that. I have some really great ideas to connect the two. I think that will be cool. And there I was just putting up the fence along the roof part. And then this is back over top of the spawner that I'm putting up the fence. And then I discovered I don't really want that industrial fence to go into the window. So I decided to take out that window and put in the industrial wall for part of it and then put the fence back in. And then I had to make this a little more even. And I didn't like them sitting directly on the floor like that. So I put in some more of the curl wall along the bottom. And then I realized it looked a little silly because the level is up 1 block higher than in the inside. So I have to put back the industrial wall anyway because it looked weird to have it. I could have raised the floor, but that's like a lot of work. So I decided not to do that. We'll just leave that industrial wall in there. It'll be fine. And then here I am on the roof part of this build and just putting up the fence all along the perimeter of the building. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and jump in and I'll take you guys through this and we can get a better look at it. Okay, so here we are back and this is the front of it. As you can see, I do like the fence up there like that. I think that looks pretty neat. And the ladder adds something. It just makes give it a little bit more depth, I think. Yeah, so this is what I mean by I'm going to be pushing back this land back quite far. So it's not going to be this close. But I did, yeah, so I did have to add in some more stairs, and then so this will be the level actually for the front. It'll be down like this, and then on the sides I've marked it. I actually will I'll probably keep this, and then I will get rid of this here and then kind of smooth this out a little bit and then have it like that in places so it looks like it's the ground is kind of growing around it, like I said. But here's the side view of it, and then in the back, it was the only way I could think of to make this make it look decent, I guess. I actually do like that iron curl wall with this. I think that looks really, really neat. And then I did add this door. I don't think I actually showed me adding this door right here. I did add this into the spawner room, which is right here. Yeah, so this is the back way in, and so we have this spawner room with the chest in here, put some things in there, and yeah, so I did go around, I didn't show it on camera, but I put like 3 or 4 teleporters in the corruption layer, and then, you know, a couple in the stalactite and a couple in the lava layer. And I think I put 1 in the canyons. I probably will go put a little bit more so there's more mobs coming through, because it does come, like, I get a lot of loot and then I won't get any for a little bit. I don't know. If I put a little more, it'll be better. But anyways, here is this little, like, dusk area. I like how this turned out a lot. And then you have your cook stations, which I didn't do anything in there. So then you come in through here, and of course you have the armory, and then all of these chests. And like I said, I did put them up because I don't think I hadn't put these up yet in the first part. So I did this all off camera, getting all of the icons lined up just right. And I like it a lot. I really like how this is coming out. I think this looks really, really nice. And then I have all of my crafting materials with some added room to add on more later. And then I didn't do this. Oh, I did potions, but I haven't done my holiday. This is what this section is. This is going to be all the holiday stuff. I haven't done that yet. And then, of course, here's the building blocks, which is all in one place right here, as you can see. Plus, I have more to add yet. I don't have everything in here just yet. And then on the back end of this is where I have more of the building blocks. I think in Starscream's blueprint, she had it labeled as the color, the builder's colors. So it's all the red, blue, and yellow stuff together, which I just added on here. And then there's a lot more room. And I like how there's things that just start missing, like floors. So anyway, so that is that. And I have in all of the glass on the ends to close those in. So I like it. I think it turned out really well. I just got to finish off camera the rest of the icons. And then next time we're going to actually work on up here. So I kind of have these teleporters right now spaced out. I'll probably end up putting them to one side or break up the areas. And as you see, I need to fix this floor. Yeah, look at this. We need to fix this. So I'll probably be doing that. That's what I'll be doing next time. And then I'll be putting in like a sleeping area and sitting area, you know, making it more homey. So this is more like of a house / storage area all in one. And so, yeah. I like how it's coming out. So next time, that's what we're going to be working on here. And so I think that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.